And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
Yo. There you go. Yo, Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. We back in the same, like, cracking the same. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content. We got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some good news you can use, some good knowledge, though. You can't get in nobody's college, though, big dog. Get into that if you ain't got into that, man. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all subscribe for all this good content, man. If you ain't did so, make sure y'all check out Surviving Loose Cannon, the story of Running Turtle. Check that out, man. My man Benjamin Trapperton did that expose, so make sure y'all tap in with that, man. Tap in with that. We got paperwork. We got videos of Loose Cannon doing the Mike Tyson's with his wife, man. I'm not sure what that was about, but hey, it happens. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for all this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use, some knowledge, though. You can't get in college, though, big dog. Make sure y'all get into that if you ain't got into that. Hit that subscribe button. I told you all that with you, bam. When we get to 5,000 subscribers, we are going to be giving away Chiliana on a new page. You feel me? We are monetized, man, so we will be giving away good Chiliana. We will be giving away good Chiliana on the new paging team. So make sure y'all tap in with the tap in if you ain't tapped all the way inward. Get into that if you ain't got into that, man. We are taking y'all to Street TV. Last conversation between Eric Holder and Nipsey Hussle as being given by a witness who was on the scene, man. We finna just go ahead and slide into the last 10 minutes of this from Street TV, man. Shout out to Alex Alonzo. Let's get into it. Let's go.
So her mom told her to call the police. Was that the first time you believed that Eric Holder was the shooter from the news report? And she said, my mom called the police and they told her to call back at 6 a.m. when the detectives arrive. So Moms and Bernita went to the police. They spoke to a police officer at the front desk, and basically the front desk officer told her that don't believe everything you see on the news, and they left. And then Moms decided to be persistent about it and called back later at 11 a.m. They went back to the police, and then that's when Bernita first met the detectives that were investigating this case, and that's when they interviewed her for 5 hours. So they went in the morning early, then they went back at 11, and then the investigation of Bernita Nicholson started. Did they tell you your rights? She said yes. Did you waive your rights? She said I did. They told me to call Eric Holder while I was at the police station. So during the interrogation with Bernita, she actually calls Eric Holder, and they were actually trying to set him up, I believe. It said during the phone call, you spoke to Eric about coming over to...
Crazy. The girl went from sliding with him. I believe it's the girl. I could be wrong, but I believe they're talking about the girl who gave him the ride to the marathon store that day where he, did that thing that he did with Nip. And now it's the same girl, allegedly. I could be wrong. But if it's not her, it's somebody who's definitely close enough to him to where it's still somebody who he cared about and trusted. It's now being used to set this man up for his downfall, man. So just when you out here doing dirt, man, that's my granddaddy used to always say, man, when you lay with pigs, you get dirty. When you lay with pigs, you get dirty, man. If you playing ish, you're going to be around the flies.
House. She said yes. Apparently they were going to arrest him that way, but for some reason, that was the end of the questioning on that topic. And then, did you show the detectives the photo you took with Nipsey? She said yes. Did detectives ask you to look into your phone? Yes. They copied your phone? Yes. I consented. Did they search your car? Yes. Did they search your apartment? Yes. Did they search your mother's? Yes. Did you consent? Yes, I did. And then they showed an exhibit of an immunity agreement that was signed on June 20th, 2022, which would have been just a few days ago. And it was a 1.5-page agreement that states that anything she says cannot be used against her unless she lies or the judge doesn't believe her, and then the judge can revoke the agreement. Did you read this agreement? She said, yes, my lawyer did. First time.
Imagine getting immunity and the judge saying, hey, man, but if you say something I don't like, never mind. It could go left for you. This could not be what's going on for you.
Never heard that she had a lawyer. At this point, for the immunity agreement, and a lawyer was appointed to her. It says nothing you say can be used against you as a crime except if you commit perjury or the judge believes you lied. Did you come talk to me? John McKinney was saying. She said yes. Did you tell the police, myself, and the grand jury the truth? She said yes. And basically, they played the video of her pulling in and everything that happened, jumping out, which occurs over the course of about 5 minutes. And then when she was ready to leave, she asked Eric Holder, "Are you ready to go?" He said, "No, I want to eat my food." So she was pulling the car out. Now this is right after Eric Holder got his chili cheese fries and he got into the car. That's when Bernita said, "Are you ready to go?" And he said, "No, I want to eat my food." And then that's when they drive around in a circle and he pulls the gun out and she prevents him from doing
Okay, yeah, so it is a girl who gave him the ride.
shooting, not physically, but verbally tells her to stop, tells him to stop, and he complies, and then that's when they go park in the alley. And that's pretty much the end of direct examination. It went till about 10:42 in the morning, and then cross-examination by Jansen started at about 11 a.m., and he went into
So it sounds like Alex Alonso was reading court documents and court testimony. Got it.
topics. He said that after Eric got back into the car, at some point later, he was loading.
My bad.
Lesson started at about 11 a.m. and he went into some topics. He said that after Eric got back into the car, at some point later, he was loading a gun. She said, yes. You didn't see that gun prior? She said, no. He was pointing the gun by the clothing store on Slauson? She said, yeah. I said, you're not doing a drive-by out in my car. Then he said to park the car in the alley by the Fat Burger, which he did. And he started eating the fries, and then he said, wait here, I'll be right back. Then you heard gunshots. So that he
And that's why she needed immunity. Okay, got it. Because she could be charged with accessory to murder after the fact. If you are with somebody and they go catch a body and do some reckless tomfoolery, skullduggery, and larceny, and you're around, you will be charged with the same skullduggery, larceny until you are proven innocent. In that situation, you will be proven you are guilty until proven innocent. So I could definitely understand now why she had to get an immunity, because she is literally accessory after the fact to a 187. That makes sense now to why she had to get that immunity to say what she had to say.
he's basically going over some of the same points that the prosecutor brought out of her. He asked, let's see here, did you feel like you were the getaway driver? She said no. Did Eric Holder get mad when you said Nipsey was fine and you wanted to take a picture? She said no. They played some of the video, and it turns out that Bernita was in this conversation, or overheard this conversation, was present for it for about 53 seconds. The entire conversation between Eric and Nipsey lasts approximately 4 minutes. She said that you were interviewed on April 2nd, 2019 in a recorded interview. And you were also interviewed by John McKinney on April 29th. Then the defense attorney asked her, did you know that that second interview was recorded? And she said no. So they play a clip, and the clip says, what were they talking about? And this is back in 2019. Now, this is Bernita's talking in 2019. They're playing a clip. And she said, there was tension from Nipsey. You could tell he didn't want to talk to Eric. Nipsey looking like he needed to go somewhere. Eric was talking to Nipsey kind of messy. Then the defense attorney asks, you were listening to a conversation about snitching. You said some interesting things. You said there was tension from Nipsey. And she said Nipsey didn't really want to talk to Eric. Yes, he was brushing Eric off. Nipsey was wanting Eric to stop talking before he took the pic. Eric asked Nipsey if...
Sound like the girl wanted to take the picture, Eric wanted to get some things off his chest. Nip just wanted to be done with the entire situation. I'm almost 100% sure. I've never spoken to Eric Holder. I've never met this man, but I'm sure if he can go back in time as he sits in his cell right now waiting for his next potential attack on his life, he wish he can go back and do it differently.
He was a snitch. And then the defense attorney asked, well, yesterday you said Eric was not messy, but this interview from 2019, you said he was messy. And then she said Eric kept asking Nipsey, have you ever snitched? And Nipsey brushed him off. And then the defense attorney played another transcript. He played a clip from the interview. Now, she was interviewed by the cops for about 5 hours. And in this clip, they played a part where she said, I didn't hear an argument, but Eric was a bit aggressive saying cuz. But then the defense attorney said, but yesterday you said Eric was not aggressive. But in the video from 2019, you said he was getting aggressive. So the defense attorney was really trying to establish a level of aggression that was taking place between Nipsey and Eric Holder. And then
So for whatever reason, this again is saying that Nip and Eric Holder were having a little bit of a 1-2 step like Sierra. That's what it sounds like to me, but not really like a 1-2 step in a crazy way. But Nip wasn't feeling them.
When you were on the grand jury under oath with immunity, did you know Eric Holder asked about a specific name regarding snitching conversation between Eric Holder and Nipsey Hussle? Apparently, she claimed that a specific name was mentioned during this conversation. At the grand jury, did you say there was a specific name used in that conversation? She said yes, but I don't know the name. And then the defense attorney directed the questioning to the grand jury transcript, page 256, line 7 to 27. How would you describe the conversation back and forth? Did it seem normal or a fight was about to happen? She said Eric Holder was trying to get to the point about something that happened in the past. He says someone snitched, but I caught it in the middle. How many times did Eric Holder ask Nipsey, you snitched before? You said Eric Holder asked 3 times. Yes, it could have been more. How many times did you hear Eric Holder say something to Nipsey about snitching? Many times, back to back. Have you ever snitched? Was said. Yes, he had.
So this girl is alluding that there was, not even alluding, is saying that Nip was calling Eric a snitch. And, you know, Eric's response was, well, have you ever snitched on anybody? And then I guess that was maybe a deflection. So maybe there was some gray area there with the snitching, according to the girl. Interesting how that came about, because the response directly being, well, have you ever snitched, is kind of like a deviation from the facts or deviation from the point. You feel me?
Asked that multiple times, being Eric is asking Nipsey, had he ever snitched? And that pretty much wrapped up Bernita Nicholson's testimony, which went from day 3 to day 4. And thanks for tapping in with Street TV. Be sure to subscribe.
Shout out to Alex Alonso. Shout out to Street TV, man. We finna get up out of here to the next one. Before we say anything, man, God bless the day and long live Nipsey Hussle. We up out of here to the next one, right dots to the left. You know the rest is free. Avenue Angel till he's free. We gone.